Welcome, adventurers. Today we're not just looking at beautiful places, we're venturing into the heart of the wild, where the modern world can't reach you. These are the last bastions of silence, where your only connection is with the earth and sky. This isn't just about travel, it's about rediscovering who you are without the digital noise. We're about to explore 5 incredible destinations that promise not just a holiday, but a transformation. So strap in and prepare for an expedition to the world's most remote corners. Let's get started. Our journey begins at the edge of the map, the lost coast of California. This is a place where the land meets the sea in a dramatic collision of raw beauty and wildness. The Lost Coast is a stretch of shoreline so rugged, so remote, that the famous Pacific Coast Highway was forced to detour inland, leaving this region untouched by the usual flow of travelers. Here, the coastline is carved by relentless waves and wind, and the black sand beaches stretch for miles, bordered by steep cliffs and dense forests. It's a landscape that feels ancient, as if time itself moves slower here. This is where the highway ends and true wilderness begins. The pavement gives way to dirt, and then to nothing but the wild earth beneath your boots. The sense of leaving civilization behind is immediate and profound. As you step forward, you cross an invisible threshold into a world ruled by nature, not by people. Out here, your phone is useless. There's no signal, no notifications, no distractions. Instead, you're greeted by the thunderous roar of the Pacific Ocean, the crash of waves against ancient rocks, and the towering presence of the King Range Mountains rising abruptly from the shore. The only messages you'll receive are the ones whispered by the wind and the surf. Every step along the Lost Coast is a test of your resolve. You carry everything you need on your back: food, water, shelter, because there are no stores, no roads, no easy exits. The tides become your clock, dictating when you can safely pass certain stretches of beach. The sun's arc across the sky tells you when to move and when to rest. Here, you learn to read the land and the sea, to trust your instincts, and to respect the power of nature. The silence is profound, yet it's alive with the sounds of the wild. The rhythmic crash of waves, the whisper of wind through coastal grasses, and the distant bugle of Roosevelt elk grazing near the shore. You might spot seals basking on the rocks, or catch a glimpse of a bald eagle soaring overhead. Every sense is heightened. Every moment feels more vivid. At first, the solitude can feel overwhelming. There's a rawness to being alone in such a vast, untamed place. But as the hours pass, your mind begins to quiet. The constant chatter of daily life fades away, replaced by a deep sense of presence. You find yourself reconnecting with your own thoughts, your own breath, and the simple act of being. When night falls, the sky comes alive with stars, unspoiled by city lights. The Milky Way stretches overhead, and the ocean's lullaby becomes your soundtrack. There's a peace here that's hard to describe, a sense of belonging to something much greater than yourself. You fall asleep to the rhythm of the waves, feeling both small and infinite. Life on the Lost Coast is stripped down to the essentials. You filter water from clear mountain streams, cook simple meals over a driftwood fire, and sleep beneath the open sky. Each day you grow a little stronger, a little more resilient. The challenges you face, blisters, fatigue, unpredictable weather, forge a sense of presence and gratitude for the basics. And when your journey ends, and you finally return to the edges of civilization, you realize just how much noise you've left behind. The world feels different, louder, faster, more cluttered, but you carry with you a new appreciation for silence, for space, and for the wild places that still exist. The Lost Coast isn't just a hike, it's a pilgrimage into the heart of the wild, a journey that changes you, and a reminder that true adventure still waits for those willing to seek it. Next, we cross the Atlantic to the Scottish Highlands, a land where ancient legends echo through the valleys, and every mist-shrouded peak seems to hold a secret. This is a place where the landscape itself feels alive, shaped by centuries of wind, rain, and the footsteps of those who came before. The Highlands are a tapestry of rolling glens, dramatic mountains, and deep, mysterious lochs, each with its own story to tell. Here, as the signal from the modern world fades away, the spirit of the Highlands takes over. The air is thick with the scent of heather and peat, and the only sounds are the distant call of a curlew or the rush of a hidden stream. It's a place where solitude is not just possible, but profound, where you can lose yourself in the vastness and find something deeper within. In Scotland, the right to roam is a cherished freedom, allowing you to wander almost anywhere across this wild land. But with that freedom comes responsibility. Navigation here is an art, relying on maps, compass, and a keen awareness of your surroundings. The weather can shift in an instant, and the terrain demands respect. It's a place that rewards those who come prepared, who understand that nature is both beautiful and unpredictable. The weather in the Highlands is legendary. One moment, sunlight breaks through the clouds, illuminating the hills in gold. The next, a storm sweeps in, drenching the land in rain and mist. These wild shifts teach you to adapt, to find joy in small comforts, like the warmth of a bothy sheltering you from the storm, or the camaraderie of fellow travelers sharing stories as the wind howls outside. Reaching the summit of a lonely Munro, you're greeted by a silence so deep it feels sacred. The views stretch for miles, rugged peaks, endless moorland, and the glint of distant lochs. Up here, you can almost sense the weight of history. The clans that once roamed these hills, the battles fought, the songs sung around ancient fires. It's a humbling reminder of your place in the world. Without the constant buzz of digital distractions, you begin to notice the subtle details, the ripple of wind across a loch, the shifting colors of the sky, the stories etched into the stones beneath your feet. The Highlands invite you to slow down, to listen, and to connect deeply with the land and its ancient tales. Every step here is a challenge, both physical and mental. The terrain is rugged, demanding patience and careful observation. You learn to read the land, to move with intention, and to appreciate the wild creatures that call this place home, like the red deer that watch from the hillsides, or the golden eagle soaring overhead. As night falls and you gather around a crackling campfire, the bonds between companions grow stronger. Here, real conversations flourish, stories are shared, laughter echoes into the darkness, and you rediscover the value of true connection far from the noise of everyday life. When you finally leave the Highlands, you carry something with you, a sense of strength, self-reliance, and a wildness that lingers in your soul. The memories of misty mornings, stormy nights, and endless horizons become part of who you are, calling you back to this land of legend and untamed beauty. Now, to the Australian outback, a vast, ancient land that stretches endlessly across the heart of the continent. This is a place where the horizon seems to go on forever, and the land itself feels timeless, shaped by millennia of wind, sun, and silence. The outback is not just a location on a map, it's a living, breathing testament to the raw power of nature and the resilience of those who dare to venture here. Here, isolation is absolute and survival is real. The nearest town might be hundreds of kilometers away, and the only company you'll find is your own shadow stretching across the red earth. The silence is profound, broken only by the crunch of your boots or the distant call of a bird. For hundreds of kilometers, there's no cell service, just endless horizons, a sense of infinite space, and the feeling that you are truly on your own. The outback's vastness can be both intimidating and liberating, offering a rare chance to disconnect from the modern world. The red earth beneath your feet is rich with iron and history, and the silence of true remoteness settles over you like a blanket. It's a silence that invites reflection, a quiet so deep you can almost hear your own heartbeat. Preparation is everything. Out here you carry your own water, fuel, and food because there are no second chances. Every liter of water, every can of fuel, every meal is carefully planned and rationed. The outback demands respect, and those who underestimate it quickly learn the cost. You rely on your skills and grit, trusting your instincts and your ability to adapt. Setting up camp becomes a ritual, a moment to pause and appreciate the vastness around you. Every task, from checking your map to preparing a simple meal, takes on new meaning in this environment. The outback's beauty is stark and powerful, its wildlife resilient, its history deep. Kangaroos bound across the landscape at dusk, and ancient Aboriginal rock art tells stories that have echoed through generations. The land is alive with memory and meaning. As night falls, the temperature drops and the sky transforms. A campfire's glow becomes your anchor, and above you, the stars ignite in a dazzling display. The Milky Way stretches from horizon to horizon, brighter than you've ever seen. You find yourself gazing up, feeling small yet connected to the universe. The outback's night sky is a reminder of our place in the cosmos, a humbling and awe-inspiring sight that lingers in your memory long after you leave. Each sunrise and sunset paints the land in brilliant colors, fiery oranges, deep purples, and soft pinks, reminding you of the beauty that can be found in even the harshest places. These moments put life in perspective, stripping away the noise and leaving only what truly matters. The mental challenge is as great as the physical. The vast emptiness forces you to confront your thoughts, to dig deep and find strength you didn't know you had. Solitude becomes a teacher, and the land itself a mirror for your inner journey. In the quiet, creativity flourishes. You might find yourself journaling, sketching, or simply sitting in contemplation, inspired by the raw beauty and the sense of possibility that the outback offers. You learn the rhythm of the land, traveling with the sun, conserving resources, and moving at a pace dictated by nature rather than by clocks or schedules. Every day is a lesson in patience and adaptability. Leaving the outback, you're stripped to your essence, stronger, more resilient, and forever changed. The challenges you faced become badges of honor, and the memories you carry are etched into your soul. The outback isn't just a destination, it's a journey into the unknown, a test of endurance and a celebration of the human spirit's ability to adapt and thrive. For those who cross its vast expanse, the outback is a rite of passage, a place that leaves you humbled, inspired, and forever connected to the wild heart of Australia. Our fourth destination, the Faroe Islands, a dramatic archipelago in the North Atlantic, where green mountains plunge into the sea. Escape the towns, and you're in a world ruled by weather and waves, where your phone is useless. The landscape is mythical. Cliffs teeming with puffins, waterfalls, and turf-roofed villages. Hiking here demands focus and humility. The trails are narrow, the conditions ever-changing. Isolation teaches patience and flexibility, and the silence is filled with the wild symphony of nature. In small villages, you find warmth and community, sharing stories and simple, honest food. The challenge is transformative, physically and mentally, rewarding you with views that feel like the edge of the world. The Faroes remind you that the most spectacular worlds are hidden, waiting for those willing to truly explore. Our final stop, Denali National Park, Alaska, 6 million acres of untamed wilderness with only one road in. Private vehicles are forbidden. You take a bus, then step off into a world with no trails, no signal, just you and the wild. Denali's scale is breathtaking, its silence absolute. Survival here means knowledge, respect, and self-sufficiency. Navigating with a map, crossing icy rivers, coexisting with grizzlies. The solitude is profound, sharpening your senses and connecting you deeply to the land. Daily rituals, setting camp, filtering water, become meditative, grounding you in the present. Wildlife encounters are magical reminders of our shared planet. Emerging from Denali, you're transformed, stronger, more aware, and at peace with your own wild spirit. Denali is the ultimate test and the ultimate reward for those seeking true disconnection. We've journeyed to the world's wildest edges, where silence brings answers and adventure transforms you. These aren't just trips, they're invitations to reconnect with nature and your own resilient spirit. If this adventure sparked something in you, join our tribe, subscribe, and let's keep exploring together. Your support helps us share more stories of inspiration and wild places. Thank you for coming along. Now plan your own escape. Disconnect to reconnect. Until next time, stay wild.